Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Hitting the like button really helps out the channel. If you could comment also after the video, that would be great. And subscribe if you like a true crime channel that uses facts to speculate on. You know, we come up with theories based on the facts of the case and are very accurate here. Now, this video today is regarding the movements of Jennifer Soto and Stephan Stern on the afternoon hours of February 26, 2024, the same day that Maddie's body was placed by some bamboo trees on Old Hickory Tree Road, just south of St. Cloud, Florida. So let's get started on the video right now. We'll start off with this comment from the newly released almost 900 pages of documents. There are many pages that were redacted, but I think there's probably 500 or 600 pages that actually have information on them. I completed a second interview with Jennifer for the purpose of clarifying certain information which was collected throughout the course of the day. Jennifer also reaffirmed that Stephan was in fact not home when she woke up at 9 in the morning on February 26th. Jennifer called Stephan multiple times. Stephan returned her call at approximately 10 a.m. and informed her he accidentally left his phone at home. Jennifer returned home at approximately 11:15 hours, at which time Stephan was at the home as well. Now we know that Jennifer was at home when Stephan Stern came back at about 8:20. He would have been in the house, and that's when she asked him to walk the dog. And then he obviously left, as we know, because he left the complex at 8:31. So she was still in bed at that time. And did she fall back asleep and wake up at 9? We don't know. But she's laying in bed, and she didn't get out of bed until 9 o'clock in the morning. She says woke up in this one. But, you know, a lot of people just say, yeah, when I woke up is the time you actually get out of bed. All right? So we have that part there, and then we also see where Jennifer states right here that at approximately 11:15 hours, Stephan Stern was at home as well. Now, if we go to the map right here, Jennifer is at home. She's in blue. You can see on the legend. She's in blue down here. She is at home. Stephan Stern, however, is still moving around up here at 11:27. Now, they're both at home at 11:57 through 12:47, but he definitely wasn't home when she got home. Now, is that just her recollection, or is she covering up for something? I mean, what possible cover-up would it be for Stephan Stern's driving around up north there that time of morning when there's nothing that you could sort of claim as being nefarious as he's driving around up there? Maddie has already been killed and is in Stephan Stern's trunk at this time and is driving around. So there's nothing that you would be hiding by saying that he wasn't home or he was home when you got home. He's still just driving around, and eventually he does come home. And from 11:57 to 12:47, Jennifer and Stern are at home. Stern was not home when Jen arrived, as she stated. So that is something that isn't accurate. Is it an intentional lie? It doesn't seem like there would be any motive for it. Then at 12:49, Jennifer is at home. Stern is heading out with Maddie in the trunk. So right there, see that red vehicle right there? Now notice there's a red arc right there. That is Stephan Stern's phone. He left it at home. So Jennifer is at home, and Stern is heading out with Maddie in the trunk. The only way they knew this route was that he was on camera multiple times. And all of these different red car symbols here are different times the vehicle was sighted on a camera. So now Stephan is in St. Cloud area. Maddie is in the trunk, and his phone and Jennifer are still at the home. So look, here's that red arc. He left his phone there on purpose because he didn't want law enforcement to be able to track where he was going to be going. And he's right there by St. Cloud. And again, this is 1:14 right now in the afternoon. And then from 114, he drove, down like this, and then down and around, and made his way to where he had the flat tire. And this is where he had the flat tire, right there. And that was probably around 125. If you remember, the guy drove by, said around 120 or so. But given the fact that it was 114 up there, and it takes about 10 minutes, so I'm thinking it was around 125. So people aren't 100% accurate when they're, guessing at time, because they didn't realize they were supposed to try to remember everything. And then right here is where Maddie's body was found. And if we go to Google Earth, we can go down there. And this is where the vehicle was pulled over. Stephan Stern's father's car, I believe, was pulled over right here with a flat tire. And then he put Maddie's body right there. And if we go down to Street View and look, apparently this gate was open. He must have ran across with her body, placed it right inside that area, exactly right there. And then he must have waited and looked both directions to see if a car was coming, and then sprinted back over it and then continued to work on his car, all the while Maddie's body is right there. Pretty disturbing. So at that point, he would drive back out like this and up and around, and then just like this, and then Old Hickory Tree Road, and then come out right there on 192. At 2:13 p.m., Stearns is back in St. Cloud area, headed for home. Maddie no longer is in his trunk, and his cell phone and Jennifer are still at the house. So this is 2:13, and it's pointing at this vehicle right there. So it's coming on 192 right now. And then at 2:29, Stephan Stearns is making his way back. Jennifer's still home with his phone. You can see the pings here, the blue, and Stephan Stern's red phone still sitting at home. So now it's 2:39 p.m., almost home, and this car right here, given what Google Maps said, it would be 2:43 at that vehicle. And if we go forward, let's read this. It says, I asked Jennifer to advise me how she became aware Maddie was not at school. Jennifer stated she normally left her residence at approximately 2:30 p.m. and waited about an hour for her to get out before the bell rang. And as we see right here, Jennifer is leaving the home just before Stephan got there, Stephan Stearns. And if you look right up here, it's 2:41 when she's leaving the home. And then again, as you can see, these blue rings are changing. She's heading out. It's 2:41 still. And then at 2:43, Jennifer is probably right around in this area right here. And then Stephan is on 192 in Dyer. Google Maps says it would take 6 minutes from there. So this is 2:43. He's not home yet. So Jennifer left at 2:41. He's almost home though. And then Jennifer's still heading to school. And this is 2:44. Then 2:47, Stearns makes it home. So Google Maps is a little off there. They said 2:49, but he's home at 2:47. Jennifer left at 2:41, and his cell phone was home that entire time. Now, if you're one of the people that thinks Jennifer, was part of the planning, you would think that she was aware that he left the phone there and waited. But why didn't she wait for him to get all the way home? It seems like she literally was waiting. She was normally going to leave at 2:30, but she waited, and then she left at 2:41, and Stephan Stearns wasn't home. He had his flat tire. Remember, he called her and apologized that he wasn't going to be home in time. But he did make it there pretty quickly. He got there at 2:47, and she had left at 2:41. But by 2:47, she's making her way towards the school. I asked Jennifer where Maddie's phone was at the time. She had gone to pick up Maddie, to which she stated she had taken it with her when she went to pick her up from school. Jennifer advised when Maddie forgot her phone, she would bring it to her when she would pick her up. So look at this. Jen and Maddie's phone pinged together en route to the school. So the home is down in this area, and as she's driving up, there's the school. You can see Maddie's phone is pinging with Jennifer's phone. So that's true, that she actually does have Maddie's phone with her, and she's going to bring it to her. Jennifer then realized she was holding up the parents' line. So she sat there at the school. She was holding up the parents' line, and it was 4:10 hours. Jennifer drove away. Jennifer was not sure if Maddie knew she was going to pick her up. Therefore, she drove to her mom's work, located, and there's an address given, but we don't have it, and checked on the way to see if she observed Maddie walking. When she arrived at mom's job, she asked her if Maddie was there, to which she was advised it was still too early. Jennifer then parked on Hunters Park Lane to see if she would see Maddie walking. And Jennifer arrives at school with Maddie's phone, and this is at 2:55, so we're still before what we just read, but we'll see here in a minute. She just sits there for a long time. So look at it. And then it's 2:55 until 4:13. She's sitting right near the school, just like she said. Maddie and Jen's phone ping as she waits. Jen is in the area for 1 hour and 18 minutes. And at this time, between 2:59 and 3:24, Stephan Stern is still at home. Now there is a ping that occurs here, so they're just showing you that another ping occurred. It doesn't necessarily mean he's left the home, because he's still inside this solid line there, and this cell tower picks him up and he's inside of that arc. But there is another ping of Stephan Stern's at 3:25. And then right now, between 4:17 and 4:27, Jennifer is at her mom's work. And this is where she went to the work and said, hey, did she show up here? And then went outside and waited to see if she would show up. At approximately 4:30 p.m., Jennifer knew Maddie should have reached mom's office. Jennifer went back to mom's office and asked if she was there and was told not yet. Jennifer then contacted Maddie's friend, whose name starts with S, and asked if she was with Maddie. S informed Jennifer Maddie had not gone to school and that she was not in the first or second period. She then asked S, what do you mean? We dropped her off close to school. She should have walked to school. S informed Jennifer Maddie was not in any of their periods. Jennifer then began to panic because she believed something was wrong. Jennifer emailed a few of her teachers, and one replied saying Maddie had not made it to his class and had not made it to school at all. Jennifer began to freak out and contacted 911. I wonder why the school didn't call when she didn't show up to any of the classes. I mean, that's really irresponsible. But it looks like Jennifer here actually emailed multiple teachers and heard back from one. It sounds like she's absolutely panicking. So when I read paragraphs like this is where I do not believe Jennifer has anything to do with the death of Maddie at all. She seems to be a concerned parent that's freaking out. And then between 4:28 and 4:38, Jennifer is in the school area. Sorry for the spelling error there. Then heads back to mom's work. Stearns is still at home. So he's still sitting there at home, and she goes back to the work just as it was just described. You remember at about 4:17, she goes back out and waits to see if she could see Maddie walking by, but never did, so then went back to the work, and then that's what we're seeing here, and she didn't arrive there, so then she started calling, or she called one of Maddie's friends, and then sent emails to a whole bunch of teachers, and got a response from one of them saying that she never made it to school that day. And again, at this time, 4:28 to 4:38, Stephan Stern is still at home. And right now, if you can see the ping radius here, the blue and purple. So that means Maddie's phone and Jennifer are both at the office of Jennifer's mother. And it appears that Stephan Stern's may be moving at this point because this isn't dark anymore, and here's an arc. But again, it still could be at home. After Stephan heard Maddie did not show up, he went to Jen's mom's office. They all waited for law enforcement to arrive at Jen's mom's office, and they did not return home until they were done speaking with the police. And there's the full text. I had it kind of zoomed in too far for you. And Jennifer's at the office, mom's office. Stearns heads away from home. See these concentric rings here? They're moving away from each other. That means he is moving away. At 4:41, he leaves the home, and, you know, Jennifer probably called him and at that point and said, hey, she's nowhere to be seen. Stearns is in the area, appears to be headed towards Jen. So you got this cell tower ping, this one, so it's probably somewhere right in this area right here where he's heading up at 4:47. Then at 4:48 through 4:53, looks like Jen is sort of moving a little bit, maybe going back over to the school, looking around, and then she's, so she's in this same area here, but she's moving, as you can see by the concentric rings off of the tower there. And then Stephan Stearns is heading up. He's likely in this area right here between 4:48 and 4:53. And then Stearns is in this area, heading up at 4:55. And now you can really see almost exactly where he is based on these cell towers. Now, I don't know if that's cell towers or if it's some sort of a Wi-Fi connection that gives you that circular look. They don't have a legend explaining that. But he's heading towards Jen's mom's house. He's definitely heading up there, and now it's 4:59. And this is during rush hour, so it's probably a lot slower drive than normal. And here's 5 o'clock. Stearns is almost with Jen. Remember, the school is right there and the office is right there. He's probably right inside this, on this road here. Maddie's phone is being looked at, or it's just on pinging in this area. This is 5:01 p.m. And now it appears that they're both at the office together, but it looks like there's some movement, in and out, close to the office, but not at the school. So, and as you can see, when you look at this slide right here, they are in the area from 5:03 until 6:52, so almost 7 o'clock. Then from 9:28 to 9:31, they're still in the area right here. And this is when Stearns and Jen are in the same area working with police. And remember how Stephan Stearns went to the area where he claimed he dropped off Maddie on that body camera footage. I asked Jennifer where they looked for Maddie, which she stated was in the Hunters Creek area, and they returned home at approximately 8 to 9. So that isn't accurate either, but that's just her memory. It's a very stressful night. There's no point at all of saying, oh, we got home between 8 and 9, when, they're obviously sitting there talking to the police, later helping out, looking around, and so forth. And there isn't anything to gain. It's just people's memories aren't perfect. So she says 8 to 9. And as you can tell right here, it's 9:45, and Stearns and Jen they start to head home. So there is Stephan's phone, apparently in that area right there. And then at 9:58, Jen, Stearns, and Maddie's phone are home. So they're just arriving home at this time. So notice her phone is blue and Stephan Stearns is red. So they're right in the area at that time. And then at 11:56, 11:59, they're both at home right there, and so is Maddie's phone. So the purple is Maddie's phone. So for some reason, law enforcement allowed them to take Maddie's phone home with them. And so Maddie's phone, Jennifer and Stephan Stearns are all at home together, not moving at 11:56 until 11:59. So another part of this is I asked Jennifer if they went back out after that, to which she advised Stephan had gone back out in the middle of the night in her vehicle. Right? And actually, if you can look on page 35 of the documents, if you have the documents, it says During this time, it was discovered Jennifer's vehicle had been driven on February 27, 2024, between the hours of 3:27 and 4:25 hours in the area of US 192. But we don't know 192 and what. That's not very descriptive. Jennifer's vehicle had also traveled on February 28, 2024, between the hours of 4:42 a.m. and 10:55 hours, between US 192 and southwest to Northport. So almost like he was driving back home in those hours. So what was he doing when he did that? 4:42. We don't know what he was doing on the 27th at 3:27 a.m., but he was using Jennifer's vehicle. Now, it might be because they possibly impounded his at that point, or he has that sort of boot tire on there and didn't want to use his. But what would be the point of using her car? Why would she allow him to use her car if she was trying to hide something? She thought he was out trying to help. You know, see, the thing is, Stephan Stern is a classic predator who can sell to his victims anything he wants because of the way he talks, etc. I think it's very likely in this case that Jennifer Soto is a victim of Stephan Stern's, just like Madeline is. Madeline was killed by him, and I think Jennifer was manipulated by him. And, you know, while we all believe it's and know that it's weird to have your daughter sleep with a boyfriend or an ex-boyfriend, whatever the hell they are, they always went back and forth. They were in and out of their relationships all the time. But he's somebody that had been there for 7 years, and she trusted, so he probably used that trust and kept pushing the boundaries until it became sort of normal. And, you know, maybe even Maddie was coached by Stephan to say how great it is. Well, yeah, he just makes me feel so safe and all these kinds of things. And we don't know yet. Currently, there's no evidence that Jennifer had any knowledge of Stephan Stern's attacking her daughter, nor do we have any evidence that she is part of the killing of Madeline Soto. So at this time, I'm choosing to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I think that she is a victim of Stephan Stern's. Now, I know that's not popular because, you know, Jennifer isn't really, she's not going to win the Mother of the Year award, etc., right? She's not the greatest mom in the world. She obviously makes strange decisions. She's on a lot of medications, it looks like. She even says that on her Facebook page at one point. But I hope people can kind of just look at this, and to me, it seems like her story matches very closely what the forensic information says. We do have the part where, Stephan Stern wasn't home when she got back from her doctor's appointment. He came home a little while after that, but that might just be what her memory is. There's no gain for her saying he was home. It doesn't help the story out at all. Nothing. She's at home, and then he comes back home later because he was out at his vape shops again, or whatever the hell he's doing out there. Pretty wild stuff. But I hope this video was interesting to you guys. I appreciate you all watching, and I'm hoping it's adding some context and value to the discussion in terms of what is really going on here. So I do have some more videos that I'm going to make on this case, and if you have any suggestions on stuff that you'd like to know, put the comments in the comments section, and we can try to put those together and look for that. But it has to be something that is knowable. When you suggest things, make sure it's something that's actually knowable and in the documents, but you'd like to see it laid out in a certain way. Okay, so thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. And as I always say, everybody, well, before I say that, could you guys hit that like button one more time? Or just hit it once. Don't hit it a second time. And subscribe if you like my content. All right? So, again, thank you for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.